Senator, tell me what you think of this decision by the Komen Foundation.
I think the decision by the Komen Foundation to cut off funding for breast cancer screening to Planned Parenthood is a disastrous decision for 170,000 women who over the past 5 years got that service and appreciated it, and many of them, their lives were actually saved by it. So this is an awful decision. It's, no matter what they're now saying, they're kind of revising the reason, which is very bizarre. We know why, because they, whether they did it on purpose or not, they put themselves in the middle of a political witch hunt.
What do you think of the various explanations they've given for why they cut off funding?
Well, you have to go to their major spokesperson who spoke out on the very first day and said, it's very simple. We cannot continue to fund an organization that is being investigated. Well, what investigation is it? Well, there's one member of Congress who's going after Planned Parenthood trying to destroy them. And you know, it reminds me of the days of Eugene McCarthy, who said, I have here a list of groups that I'm investigating that are, you know, not patriotic, et cetera. Any member of Congress, senator, House member, could go after anyone. I mean, with this idea, in order to hurt them. So who is it going to be next? The YMCA, the YWCA, the American Lung Association, the Cancer Society? What is happening here? Planned Parenthood is delivering excellent medical services. Everyone who goes there just basically is so fortunate, and they express that to Planned Parenthood because either they don't have insurance or they're poor and they can only pay a certain amount, and they're taken in and they're examined and their lives are saved. So, you know, their reason that they're now giving is Planned Parenthood wasn't delivering the service well. This has all changed. Their spokesperson, their official spokesperson said it's because they're under investigation. A board member seconded that and said it's very obvious that this is happening. Now, after they got terrible publicity for this, because that does put them in the middle of a political witch hunt, which is really being carried on by right-wing forces in the House, they're now changing their story, and it does not pass the smell test, honestly, it doesn't.
And I know you touched on it already, but you actually referred to this as McCarthyism.
Why? I did. You know, I'm old enough to remember the days when one member of Congress struck fear into the heart of Americans throughout our nation by saying he had a list and he had information and they had to be investigated. He had nothing else behind it, nothing. And people's lives were ruined. So now you have a situation where there's a political witch hunt against Planned Parenthood. The Komen Foundation says, if anyone's under investigation, count us out. So that means there's a signal being sent to the members of Congress who may have a nefarious agenda against some good group. All you have to do is stand up there and throw darts at someone and say, we have to investigate them. And so it's very, this issue has so many facets to it. First and foremost, you have the women who need the screening. Second of all, you have an organization, Planned Parenthood, who does an excellent job and saves women's lives, and they've been harmed by this. Third of all, you have the Komen Foundation that has jumped into the middle of a partisan fight, and it's a witch hunt, actually, rather than a partisan fight. It's an absolute witch hunt, and I think has set up a situation where sending a signal to members of Congress that just start investigating organizations, and then you'll cause them all kinds of trouble.